Hello, today I'm reviewing these AfterShokz Sportz M2 AS321 open ear sport headphones. They come with this handy little carrying case, AfterShokz. Uh, and inside the case you get a little manual and a bunch of different languages. And there's a little registration card with the serial number on it, so you can register it. You also get a this little cable that comes with it. You can insert this onto the end of the cable that they give you, and that is for if your phone doesn't support the particular socket that they include for, I guess, 95% of all smartphones and whatnot. So you get this little dongle thing. You can see it's just a typical thing. I have an iPhone 4, and for my iPhone 4 I do not need the dongle. I just plug directly in. It's fine. Uh, it includes a wired remote, which is this little thing right here. You can see that in the product description too. It has a little blue LED that will flash when it's on, which is kind of annoying. I may put some tape over that, but let you know it's on. It is battery powered, and it has a little button on it that has a little phone on it, and you press that while you're listening to music to play or pause your music, which is very handy. And also, if you get a phone call, you can press that to take a call. It has a built-in microphone in it also. The side buttons, there is a little USB outlet. I'll show you that. This USB outlet is plug of this kind, which they also give you a USB plug like this. It's the same kind a lot of cell phones use, so you may have one of those laying around the house as well. So other than this little rubberized cover right here, there's also a side thing. There's a little slider switch, which is the on-off switch, and there's a volume up and down. And that's the microphone right there for when you're taking and receiving calls, I believe. I haven't tested out the making and receiving calls, but other reviewers said that it works well, so I have no reason to doubt that. You do have to recharge this because this is like a inline volume control. It doesn't control your device's volume. It controls amplifying the volume, the sound that's coming into your device. So in other words, if I press volume up and volume down on this, it doesn't move my slider on my iPhone. It just increases the volume that of the audio that's coming through this. So you still have to manually increase the volume here if you want, which is kind of nice. I personally like to turn my volume all the way up on this and then set the remote with the volume that I like. That way I have as much power as my device can put out, and I can control everything with this. So that actually works pretty well for me. Now on to the device itself. I'm untangling a cord. Yes, I know, real professional of me. The device itself is very good. I really like this. It has the little Shokz logo on it, and each of the little Shokz things has these little orange pads that are kind of like a rubbery type feeling to them. And they are sweat proof and water resistant, they say. And on the back there's a little reflective thing for jogging or whatever. So you want to make sure if you want that showing for safety, you have that outside of any clothing or hair or anything like that. And these little pads right here just rest right in front of your ears. So for me, it's right there. And so I'll just put these on. You can see this is where I would wear mine right here. And there's like a little, and what's weird is when you wear these, you can totally hear any sound of anything around you. It's like hearing two conversations at once, really. If someone's talking to you, you can have these on, and I do a lot of audiobook listening too, so I have these on and the audiobook. It's just like hearing two conversations by two people around me. One I can turn up, one I can't. Obviously the one in person I can't turn up, but this one I can turn up or down. I can play or pause it. It's actually really cool. Uh, it works very well. I don't have any problem with there not being enough audio coming into this. With my iPhone 4, there's plenty of sound to overcome any noise that I typically would hear or conversations. So I can put this on while the TV's on, and I can, just like two conversations, you can focus on one or the other, you know. But there's plenty of audio for me, and especially with the built-in inline remote, it works really well. So uh, I don't think that's an issue. I was concerned that the length of this thing would be a little bit too long or short or something. For me, like if I'm wearing a collared shirt, I mean a button-down shirt in the front, this works really well. I can have access to all the controls. Um, the length is fine for that. I saw another reviewer where a guy put this on. He didn't have anything to clip it onto on the front of his shirt, so he just went around the back of his shirt and clipped it in there, which would be something like this. So you can see you can get all the buttons and everything you would need to, and it's safely stowed away. And then you just plug in your device how you normally would. And there's plenty of slack, even doing it backwards, for your device to still go. It'll reach all the way down to my pocket, still with all that slack. So I think that's really a non-issue, at least for me. So overall, this is a great unit. This is the M2 version. Don't look at the reviews for the M1 or actually it's not versioned, but the previous version, it's not M2, because that was it looked like almost a DIY version, this inline remote. They really cleaned this up, condensed it, added a better battery into it, made it a lot more polished and finished. So, and they also say that they increased the volume on it and made it so that the headphones themselves can be louder. So that's my take on it. I really like it. I like it so much I'm planning on getting another one for my sister who runs a lot, and possibly my sister-in-law who also runs. So I highly recommend it. Peace out. Hope you enjoyed it.